my name is Ashley and welcome back to my channel, Worth the Read, where we talk about books that are worth your time reading. I'm back. I've been not consistent with my videos. I'm ashamed to say it, but I haven't been. I think consistency is something that we all have been lacking due to the situation we're in right now. You know, I like to start my videos with a quick life update. My job has permanently decided to let everyone work from home. So I'm permanently working from home, which is a benefit because I'm saving in other aspects, but which is not because, you know, as you all know, I live by myself. I work by myself now. It's kind of a mental battle to keep your mental health stable and not constantly feel lonely and depressed. But I'm working on that. So today's video is a book review of two books. One, The Vanishing Half by Brit Bennett. And two, Akata Warrior by Enede Aofor. Now, The Vanishing Half, I was going to do a new style of video. I'm gonna let you know what I was gonna do a mukbang. I love watching mukbangs on YouTube. So I was gonna do a mukbang with The Vanishing Half so I can really sit down and go into depth about this book because I think it's a great book. But I'm really still not comfortable with eating on camera. I might do it. Let me know what you guys think about that. If you are for the mukbang and like in-depth detail review and talking and discussion about a book, I might do it. I just gotta get comfortable with eating on camera. So let's get into the first book. The Vanishing Half by Brit Bennett. I give this book 4.5 stars. This is probably the highest rated book I've read all year. And I wanted to do the mukbang for this book because I really want to talk about the concepts and the topics and the layering in this book. But again, we'll see. This book is about two twins, Desiree and Stella, and they're Black, Afro-American, and they live in this little town in Louisiana called Mallard in the 1950s. Now, Mallard was a town developed by a ultra light-skinned Black man who felt like he wanted an area with just light-skinned people. So, red flag number one. This book is mainly talking about color issues within colorism within the Afro-American community and passing. The twins are very light-skinned. Very light-skinned. Desiree doesn't see anything wrong with it. She's a Black woman. Stella, on the other hand, doesn't really feel like her skin color should hold her back. So she decides to live her life as a white woman. And they're going through this book, and it starts when they're teenagers. And their great-great-great-great-grandfather is the one who started the town. So they're supposed to be this prestigious family, but their mother decided to marry someone else who wasn't as prestigious in the town, and they come across hard times. Their dad was killed at a very young age, and their mother decided to take them out of school to work. And the one, Desiree was fine with it. Like, she was like, I'm over school anyway. We get out, okay, whatever. But Stella really had her heart set on attending a Black college and getting her college degree. And she was already starting to teach within her school. So it kind of broke her. And they decided, well, Stella decided to run away from Mallard and go live on their own. And she discovered, Stella, the twin, discovered that she was light enough to pass as a white woman. And that is something that happened a lot in that era of time, the 1950s and on, and probably before that, and still probably happens today. And she does this, but by doing so, she has to totally cut herself off from her family, meaning her twin sister, her mother, and anything that has to do with Mallard. And she does it. She does it successfully. She ends up getting married. She has a daughter. But then she realized at what cost did she have to take to lose her whole family and her whole life to be this white woman and live a privileged and a better life in another part of the country. This story has a plethora of characters. So we have the twins. One is fine with herself being black, and we have also one of the twins, Desiree, was in a abusive relationships. You have abusive relationships in this book. You have Desiree's daughter, Reese, who ends up falling in love with a transgender man. Let me get this right. So she was a woman who is now a man. When she goes off to college, so you have that aspect of it. You have the whole passing concept in this book. Stella moves to California and she falls in love with her boss. They get married. They have a daughter who is half black because Stella is not mixed. Stella and Desiree aren't mixed. Both of their parents were black. They're just extremely light skinned. So her daughter is half black, but because Stella is so light skinned, the daughter has blonde hair and violet eyes, and she would not, or anyone would not be able to tell that she's African American or half African American. But the daughter knows that something's wrong with her mother. Her mother really doesn't talk about her past, her family, or anything like that at all. So there's a constant battle between Stella and her daughter because her daughter wants to know more about where her mother's come from, and mom just shuts it down. I don't have a family. My parents died. Leave me alone. So you have that battle. Then you also have Reese's boyfriend who is transitioning in the book. You start from where she left her home as a she, and when she's traveling, she slowly develops and turns into the person she knows that she should have been. So it's a lot of perspectives in this book. It is an excellent read. We talk about code switching in this book. You talk about passing. You talk about transgender issues. And at the core of it is a family story about separation and coming back together. Even though in the book, I won't tell you if they come back together or not, this Desiree throughout her life, and this book spans from when they were teenagers to when they're grown adults and old women. She has always had this empty space because her twin, her other half, they're twins. She's gone, and she's constantly trying to fill that void and move on and things like that. If you have not read this book this year, it was released this year, 2020, do so. It is an excellent read. And there's so much that I want to talk about and go over, but I don't want to give away the book. I read this book twice this year. I read it the first time, and then I did the Audible the second time because I like to refresh and hear different things that you don't when you read, because sometimes you get distracted when you read. You can miss some things. But I give this book 4.5 stars. It's an excellent read. Why I did not give it 5 stars? I wanted more. The book is not too long to where you're getting information that you don't need that you could take out. Everything is prevalent to the plot of the book. But the way it ended, I wanted more. I wanted more information. I wanted it to close in a nice pretty bow. And I know some books are never going to do that. And that's fine. But I wanted that in this book. I wanted more information. I want a sequel. I want to know what happens to them. And when a book gives you that, it's an excellent book. And I wanted to know what happened. And that's the only reason I did not give it a complete 5 stars. It's 4.5 because I wanted more. And, it's the author's decision to end it the way she ended it. But I just want to know what happened next. Like, it was just like, no, we're over already? But what happened? Like, what's going on? So I give The Vanishing 4.5 stars. If you have read it, comment below. Let me know. What did you feel about it? What did you take from it? Me as an Afro-American woman, I realize it's a struggle, and sometimes if you had that option to pass, would you take it? I cannot firmly stand here and say that if I had the ability to pass as a white woman, I would say absolutely not. And it is what it is. And I know, if we're being honest with ourselves, a lot of us wouldn't be able to say absolutely not either. So, The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett. Again, excellent book, a must read. Comment below, let me know if you have. The next book that I'm going to review is a sequel to Akata Witch by Ene Okafor, and that is Akata Warrior by the same author. Now, this book is similar to Harry Potter. I compared it to Harry Potter before. It's based on 4 friends who form a coven. Sunny is the main character, and she's a albino American Nigerian. So she was born in America. She moved to Nigeria when she was very young. And her 3 best friends, Orlu, Chi-Chi, and Sasha. Sasha is also an American. Orlu and Chi-Chi are born in Nigeria and raised in Nigeria. Sunny is albino, so in Nigeria, being an albino is also already a negative connotation. They deem you as a witch child anyway. And she soon discovers in the first book that she's a leper person, which is a actual person who has magical powers. And the first book, they go through this whole battle, kind of like a Voldemort situation, and they win. I believe I rated the first book 3.5, close to 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. It reminded me of Harry Potter. It was very detailed. It was interesting learning the magical world. They didn't have much information about the magical world as much as they do in the second book, which is Akata Warrior. But I rated it 3 stars. The second book. And I believe this is a 3-book series, so this is the second one. It's about 400 pages. I give this one a 3 stars. And I believe I give it 3 stars for the same reason I gave the first one 3.5 stars. You get more details about the magic world in this book. Sunny has realized that she has powers and she's destined to be great. But she's also battling a lot in this book. She again sees what she believes to be the end of the world in a dream. And throughout the book, she's trying to figure out what this dream means. When is the end of the world? Is the person she defeated in the first book coming back? So there's many parallels to Harry Potter in this book. So if you are a Harry Potter fan, I suggest you read this book. What I don't like about this book is the same thing I really didn't like about the first book, which is once you get to the climax, the battle scene, the end, it's just like it happens and it's over. And you really don't know that's the actual ending battle because there's so many little battles throughout the book that you kind of blink it away. It's just like, oh, so that's what we were building up to and now it's over? So, again, the same reason why I did not give the first book 4 stars is that you build up 380 pages to this battle that you think is going to be the epic warrior fight battle, and it's just like, oh, that was it? So, I like the books. I will read the third one. I will tell you that. In the second one, you get more of the magical world, which I enjoy. Sunny's brother ends up going to college, and he ends up being jumped into a secret society in college, and Sunny totally flips, and she risks her life to protect her brother. And then by doing that, you get more details of the magical world. She has to be punished. She exposed her abilities to a what you call a non-leper person. So she ends up getting punished and thrown in the basement of the library for 3 days. And you learn more about magic. You learn more about her history, her magic face, who is always a person, a spirit from the past that is attached themselves to the person in the present. And you get more details about that. I want more of the friend aspect in this book. You do get that. But what made Harry Potter so great was the relationship between Ron, Hermione, and Harry, and the constant reminder of their true friendship. You get small bits of that in this book, and I want more of the friendship aspect of it. It is very action packed. There's a lot of battles and fights within this book. That's why I say you really don't know which one is the one that we're building up to, because there's a lot of little ones, but the one that we're building up to isn't that different from the lot of little ones. So again, I will read the third book. I give this book 3 stars. I gave the first one 3.5 stars. If the third one is on the same playing field as the first 2, I'll probably overall rate the series 3.5 stars. It is definitely worth the read. It's worth your time reading. I suggest you do Audible and not the book, because you get a lot of because it takes place in Nigeria, you get a lot of languages and accents, and it's just a more pleasurable experience when you listen to it. I read the book, and then again I listened to the Audible. I enjoyed the Audible much more than just reading the book. And that's pretty much it. Let me know in the comments below if you have read this book, if you read the first one, if you read the second one, and if you have read the third one. Let me know if the third one is kind of on the same lines. If you are a Harry Potter fan, like I said before, I would suggest you read this book. It gives me very much Harry Potter, but just in the world, the African realm of Africa and Nigeria, and then their culture and things like that. So it was a pleasurable read. I just wanted bigger scenes. I guess when you're a Harry Potter stan and you're comparing a book to Harry Potter, it's really not fair, because their ending battle scenes were just so epic. But I want bigger battle scenes in this book. There's a lot of little battles and fights, and she's being pulled into the wilderness, which is a world where only, spirits can exist. And then she's fighting, and she's pulled back, and she should be dying, and she hasn't. And there's a lot of little ones, but the climax, the ending, that one is just like, okay, we're here and we're done. And that's it. So we'll see what the third one entails. And that is my review on this one. That is my review on The Vanishing Half and Akata Witch. Both books. I'm currently reading The Black Kids by Kristen Hammis Reed. I will do a review on this one as well. I'm currently doing a book haul, my huge Christmas book haul. It's taking a little more time because I'm trying to be very particular about the books I purchase in this book haul. I don't want to just purchase anything, but I want to broaden my horizons and my reading scope. That is all. Please comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Let me know how you're doing. Comment below if you read either one of these books or you're currently reading The Black Kids. And everybody have a safe and healthy holiday season. Please remember, we are still in COVID, and take care of yourself. Peace out from Worth to Read.